internet friends. This is going to be a little skin update. Just today I received a message from a beautiful girl who said that she just now mustered up the courage to write a blog post. She's a blogger about her struggles with acne, and she said a lot of her friends don't even know that she struggles with acne, so it was a really big deal for her to come out and just be open about it and share the mental battle that she's been going through and share photos of her acne. And she said that I inspired her to do that. I guess I just feel like sometimes it's easy to forget that people are really watching and doing the scariest thing that I could possibly imagine doing. Showing my acne to hundreds of thousands of people is having a ripple effect and some kind of impact on how other people see themselves, and the courage that they have to share their insecurities the way that I managed to. In light of that, I just wanted to give a little update on where I'm at, where my skin is at, but not just where my skin is at, really where my head is at, where my heart is at, a little update on my personal experience over the last year, and talk about acne because not that many people talk about it. That first video was my second ever YouTube video that I ever posted, and I was so nervous to share that video. And I have a video that I took that day, just all the emotion that I was feeling, the nerves that I was feeling. I posted the most scariest thing I could imagine posting on the internet today. It's really something near and dear to my heart, and I've always known I wanted to really fully open up about it. I've never really felt ready. I also just recently was going through such a roller coaster with my skin over quarantine, and I wanted to not overthink it and just put it out there, and it's really nerve-wracking, but it's really liberating too. So I'm really glad I did it. Reading your comments on the video right now is making me feel really good about my decision to do it. So thanks so much for everyone who's being so kind, and I know a lot of people can relate to this. I'm not perfect, and I'm setting myself free. I'm free. I think sharing my acne struggles was the best thing I've ever done on the internet, to be honest. And I'm really glad that I did. I just want to keep talking and keep being real. So that's what this video is going to be. I guess a good place to start would just be with a skin update of my actual skin right now. Just so you know, I don't have any foundation or concealer on. I wanted to do that because it wouldn't feel right to do a video that's a skin update while wearing makeup. So this is where my skin's at right now. Got some friends right here. Forehead is pretty good. This side of my face looks like this. I do have tinted sunscreen on at the moment. I don't know if that's cheating, but I had to give myself a little boost of confidence. I took a video with my phone this morning of just my raw skin with absolutely nothing on it. I definitely have some breakouts going on, mainly around my jawline. Well, my skin is really at a place right now where I am super happy because my bad acne days nowadays look like what my good acne days used to look like, you know, a while ago. So I really have come such a long way. I guess I just want to talk about, you know, my experience over the last year, and I really don't want to come across as, you know, just putting my skin into a simple before and after, because that's really unrealistic. It's not just a before and after. It's not just a miracle product that clears up your skin and then you're a porcelain doll and you're perfect for the rest of your life. That's just so far from my reality. So I just don't want all my acne videos to be centered around a product, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm so grateful for the products that have worked for me. Sony Dakar products are the ones that I use at the moment, and they have taken my skin to an amazing place where I didn't think I could ever be. So I'm so grateful for those products. But my skin is on a roller coaster. Whenever I post these skin videos, everyone tells me all these suggestions, which I'm so grateful for that people take time to tell me some suggestions, but I really have tried pretty much everything. My acne seems to be indestructible, unfortunately. But one thing that I have not done yet, in part due to my fear of needles, which all stems from my days on Accutane, watch my first YouTube video on skin and on my acne to hear all about that experience. But I have not got my hormones checked. So that is something that I know I need to do. I want to get my hormones checked. I wanna know what's going on internally. The areas that I typically break out are hormonal areas. And I also want to check on my food intolerances and just see if my hormones are reacting to any weird allergy or something that's going on with things I'm eating. All of that would be incredibly helpful to know. So that's one of my goals for the year, get my hormones checked, and I'll have to do another update once I do that because I'll have more to share. For now, I want to show where my skin is right now. My skin has come so far and I don't want to sound ungrateful because I'm so grateful for where it is. I just want to illuminate the reality that it's not a before and after and that it's always a work in progress. One of the things that sharing my acne struggles with the internet gave me is this, like, a new sense of confidence in myself almost. It was like I was kind of holding myself in this weird mental cage by sharing my deep vulnerability with my, my insecurities. I set myself free a little bit. I know that sounds weird, but I remember the day that I posted that YouTube video, I felt super nervous and suddenly I felt liberated a little bit. And it's just, I felt more and more comfortable with who I am, and that is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever gone through as I'm growing up and as I'm becoming myself, is just to like let myself free. What I mean by that is I think I had this twisted perception of myself, and it's something that only lives inside my head, and it was the way I saw myself. It stemmed from acne and from feeling ashamed of my skin from such an early age. That kind of led to it being this deep-rooted conversation with myself inside my head about who I am and how people perceive me, and it was so far from the truth. I think deep down I knew that, but you play tricks on yourself in your mind and you tell yourself you're a certain way, and it's crazy that we do that, and I think we all do a little bit. But for the most part, whatever your irrational fears are with sharing something that's so scary and so vulnerable, mine were so irrational. I don't know what I thought people were gonna say. Who knows what, your mind comes up with the most ridiculous things, but just the sigh of relief of people accepting that and almost seeing a different side of me that I had been working so hard to maintain this perfect person. You just kind of get into the rhythm of posting these perfect photos, and then you're stuck in that rhythm. And it starts with just the simple notion of, if I post something where I look imperfect, people won't engage with that photo, I won't get likes, and that's my job. And that can just spiral into such an unhealthy place. But I think people get trapped in that cycle in a much more severe way, where they're changing their body, and it can even translate into them feeling like their real body isn't enough because the way that they're putting themselves out onto the internet is not in line with who they are. They've trapped themselves in this perception of who they are, and it's not real. I definitely felt that I was getting a little bit caught up in some version of that. I don't want to glorify that once I cleared my skin, I used these products, now I'm just like so happy with myself and I have no hard days and everything's rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. No. The catch is, once my skin was clear, which there was a stretch of time where I had virtually no bumps on my face, I would tell myself as a teen, even as an adult, if I just had clear skin, that would be it. That would be all that I would ask for. I would never ask for anything else. I never thought I could get there, but I would say, if I could just get there, done. Happy for the rest of my life, that's all I need. Well, guess what? I got there, and then guess what happened? I started to fixate on something else. Then I was like, what are these oncoming wrinkles? We don't want those. And then I would start to think, oh, what are these dark circles? All of a sudden I just saw new problems in myself when I would look in the mirror. I have dark circles under my eyes. I have lots of little red veins around my nose. I have blackheads and pores. And all of a sudden I saw those, and then I had something else to fix. I don't want to pretend like it's just a miracle fix and now I'm golden, because I don't have a solution really there for how to fix that. I think that's just part of being human. It's an ongoing thing, and for me it's about just becoming myself and just live with the imperfections and accept them. I know that sounds so cheesy. That really leads me into the next topic that I wanted to touch on, which is comparing and comparison, because I think that is kind of the bane of social media. Like I said, it was something that I was fully aware of my role in, and I didn't want that anymore because I was doing just as much comparing as I was being used as a reference point, and that did not sit right with me. I remember when I was really in a dark place struggling with my acne, and I would watch so many people's videos. I would just do a YouTube search for like acne and watch girls talk about their struggles, and I remember, seeing this girl, she was showing her acne and her face when it was really bad, and it was just completely completely covered in acne. It was far worse than mine. I remembered looking at those photos and those videos and just thinking like, yeah, you know, that's pretty bad. And she's probably in a bad place. And I could see her features through it. And I almost thought to myself, but she's still beautiful. I really genuinely deep down was like, I can see that she's still beautiful. Like, I don't look beautiful with acne, but she does. I just sort of like did this weird thing that I realized that I do a lot, which is I really just saw through that girl's acne. I could see her beautiful eyebrows, I could see her features, and more than her features, the way that she made me feel in that video, I could see who she was, I could feel her. And I didn't care about the acne. I cared about how can I fix my acne. That was why I was there. But when she was talking, I could just feel her. Only years later do I kind of realize the irony in this, because recently I got a message from a girl and all of a sudden like everything clicked for me, because the girl said to me, it was in response to the photos that I shared when my skin was at its worst, and she said, oh, but you're still so beautiful. The exact same way that I felt about that girl that I watched. It just struck a chord with me because that's how I felt. I genuinely felt like I was ugly without makeup. And then I realized that we all do this. We all see other people for who they are. Think about somebody who you know or who you've known, or maybe somebody whose personality on TV that you know, who if you just saw a photo of them, you'd be like, that person is perfect, they're beautiful, they're stunning. And then you get to know them and their personality is bad, and all of a sudden you're just not as attracted to them and they're not as beautiful anymore. We're all so focused on appearances. That's what's going to catch someone's attention, but what you are left with when you meet someone or you see someone speak or you get to interact with anyone is how they made you feel. And I know I said this in my first video, but it just really rings true still. The next time that you feel yourself comparing yourself, whether, you know, consciously or subconsciously, if you can catch yourself, this is another way to change your perspective, because it doesn't matter for me to tell you that you're unique and you're beautiful. None of that matters to you if you don't believe it for yourself. But just remember, you're the one who is sick of yourself. You're looking at yourself in the mirror every day. You're telling yourself all these stories about yourself and how people perceive you, and it's so far from how people actually perceive you. It's this weird twisted perception in your own head, and when people see you, they see your features, they see your personality, they feel you more than they even see you. They see past your features. People aren't sick of you the way that you're sick of you. People see you and they compare themselves to you, and they especially compare themselves to you if you're trying to look perfect and if you're concealing all your flaws. Just for me, by sharing this little glitch in my highlight reel, I feel like I've opened a door to really be myself and let people see who I am. I did an Instagram story 2 days ago where I had zero makeup on, but I used a filter and I got so many compliments on my skin. Let me just show you what these filters do these days. I mean, it's hard to resist. I never use the filters on Instagram stories that change the shape of your face. That is where I draw the line. Most of them blur out your skin, and it's kind of crazy what they can do. So let's just show you really fast. Hey guys, it's me. Check out my perfect skin. Okay, that's the first video. Second video, nothing on. I even like cringe when you take off the filter and you're like, oh God, that's what I look like. You almost forget what you really look like. What's up, guys? It's the real me. Me and my pimples. Me and my dark circles and my skin. This is just what skin looks like, but the moral of the story is if you can find it within yourself to just share your vulnerabilities and your insecurities, you would be so surprised how many other people are in their minds. They're craving that. We all want that. We all want to know that that's something that we all have in common. We're all telling ourselves silly stories about who we are inside our heads. You're beautiful, but don't take my word for it, even though you are. Let me know, guys, if you liked this video. I've got some exciting videos coming up involving home decor, so if you guys like that kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. I'm so in awe of how my YouTube channel has been doing, and I just feel like it's such a great extension of who I am, because I feel like on Instagram, like I said, it's just so empty sometimes, and I'm just able to express myself so much more on YouTube, so that's really gratifying. So I want to keep doing that. So if you like this video, or if you liked any of my other videos, it would just mean so much if you subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and and big group internet hug. Love ya. Bye.